Aloha! Beautiful golden adamantine pod on planet Tara in the game called Love. We, Unity, Race, Miracles and Cosmic Labs, just doing a little drop-in with we. We'll show you some of the lovely clouds. There's Miss Wings of Faith. Look at these clouds. These clouds are just such a good example of what's going on. I'll show you the lovely desert too. Look at these guys. Magical beings in the desert. We had a little bit of rain and they produced some exceptional little flowers. My gosh. Hi. Hi, what's your name? Oh my goodness, look. Try to stay away from your little spikes. Look at these magical flowers that appeared from a desert rain. Chapiniti and your porches. Look at this guy. It's so cute. Wow, can someone screenshot that? It's magnificent with the blue sky. Amazing. Look at all these lovely beings. We love the desert so much. Desert plants are so interesting to me, and we're looking at the sky right now. It's quite a metaphor. It's a metaphor of unity. We kind of have those light clouds and the dark clouds, and look! There's only a tiny little separation between them now. What a metaphor. If this love stream is inspiring, please share it, because that's called gifting. Here, let's take a little walk in the desert right now. I'm going to watch my feet very carefully as I walk, because I've discovered that pretty much everything has. We're going to go visit this little plant. Look at that purple guy in there. Discovered that pretty much everything in the desert has spikes on it. Hi. And there's some holes in the ground here. And okay, look at this guy. Look! Oh my gosh. Oh, I just got a spike in my foot. Excuse me. Look at the color of this guy. Hi. Like these desert plants and plant intelligence, I tell you, desert plant intelligence. These guys are from different star systems. There is no doubt about it. And listen to all these little birdies. My gosh. Absolutely fascinated by these star beings here. Hi. Oh, this one has dark flowers that are coming out. Mwah. See who else would look at this guy. Hi. Oh my goodness, here, we'll get a little blue sky with you. You are so cute. Hi. What a gorgeous little being. Hi, we'll show you from this angle too. Some blue sky featuring our wonderful, magnificent desert friends, each one unique. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. Oh, another spike in my foot. Pardon me. Hi. Hi. Ow. Oh gosh. Got a big one in my foot this time. I wasn't looking down. Hang on. The thing about pulling these spikes out is that, ow. Ah. Ow. You pull them out with your fingers and then they come out of your foot, but then they go into your fingers. Okay, I gotta pay more attention now. Look at this guy. Hi. Incredibly unique personalities. Okay, I better watch where I'm walking now. I'm not going to do that again right now. So we're going to carefully look at this little guy. Hi. Ow. We're definitely feeling your friend in our toe right now. Hi, this guy's like 6-8 inches tall. Okay, hang on. Let's just go. Oh, these guys. Hi. All right, we are making our way out of the spiky plants right now. And we'll come back to the LoveStream. Well, it's all part of the LoveStream. Just, ow. Here, let's show you what just came in. Hi. Galactic cosmic intelligence right in my toe. And yes, ow. Oh my goodness, this guy does not want to go. All right. Here. Hi. Okay. We are going to just get out of the desert now. Excuse me for a miracle. While we pay very close attention to our feet right now. So fun to take with we in the desert. We're going to sit on the curbside and get this little guy out of our shoe. All right. Just a moment. Got a few other spikes in a few places on my foot too. So I might actually be sitting on a spiky plant right now. All right, let's get into our LoveStream a little bit more. And of course, this was a beautiful part of it because nature is just waiting for us at the door to remember to learn her lessons. Such a good teacher. There's a few spikes in my feet. All right, well, better me than you, but we are we anyways. Couple more little spikes to pull out. Okay, we're having fun. And we're so thankful to have you. Look at the mountains. We'll give you a view of the mountains. Look at those mountains. Oh my gosh, I wonder if I can zoom in. There are magical things happening in nature right now. Magical to tune in. Little person going by in their golf cart. All right, here we are, fam. Thanks for taking that wonderful journey with me into the desert and all these beautiful plants. This time we'll do it like this. We won't walk into the desert. Little bunny just jumped ahead of me on the road. And there's a lot of coyotes and what are the little pigs called? I want to call them havasus. I'm not sure if I got the name right. Anyways, love you so much. We're doing a little drop in because the clouds right now are the perfect metaphor for what is happening on the Earth or planet Tara. Oh, let's look at the little bunny. Hi, bunny, bunny. Hi. Oh my goodness. Welcome, Chinny Boochie. Oh, look at the little angel. So cute. Get a little bit closer. Hi. Oh, we love and we love you. What an angel. Hi, pumpkin. All right, we'll leave you back to whatever you're up to. And we'll go back to these clouds. This is where we're at in our human consciousness on the planet as an entire collective. We've got the light clouds and the dark clouds, and there's just that tiny little fissure in between them now. Isn't that amazing? If we came into a container called the 60th gene to resolve, to bring resolution to separation for everyone and everything, including these miraculous ET beings in the desert, all these beautiful plants. We're on the home stretch now of the Miracle Jubilee. And so we just wanted to do a little drop in with all of we, and those clouds are so significant for the beauty, for all of we. Every single role that we've ever played in the play is coming to perfect resolution in every way. And if the LoveStream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And what we want to say is that We brought through a really amazing, as always, beautiful transmission today on a call that We Miracles in Cosmic Love Unity Grace was invited to be on, and by an amazing star being called Starwalker, who has been hosting a metaphysical group here in the garden right now. And what happened after the transmission on the call was this incredible clearing came through, and a lot of the time we always go like, isn't it already hashtag done? And yes, it is. And simultaneously, the universe is giving us the play-by-play from the macrocosmic level of what is playing out in the play. And so what occurred was this incredible clearing that got played out over an altar that we had created in the middle of Starwalker's galactic home. And the priests and priestesses of Atlantis came through in totality to release and be cleared of the karma they had brought through. So what the guidance showed is many of the priests and priestesses from the Atlantean times have left their bodies now, and some stayed on the earth plane to play their karma out. In 2015, in January, what Dolores Cannon referred to as the third waivers had the chance to clear their karma. It was during an eclipse or something. The third waivers had their chance to take the quantum leap, and they didn't take it back then. And so the guidance said back then they would be given another opportunity. That version of ourselves would be given another opportunity to do the clearing, and it's now, and it's happening, it's done. And the guidance was explaining why the quarantine has been on, because a lot of the people who were playing the roles that were currently in control, so to speak, of the world systems were those reincarnated Atlantean priests and priestesses. And this was the divine moment that came back to that version of ourselves to stay embodied and do the work to clear the karma. So for many people in the world, the guidance was showing that the reason that the planet's been under quarantine is because those who were operating the control systems have basically been in bed with a thermometer in their mouth, having to finally experience that aspect of karma coming back to themselves. In August of last year, Patricia Cota-Robles said that there was a group of malevolence on the planet who hadn't cleared their karma yet. And that we all had to clear our karma because that was part of the divine plan. There's another, oh my God, little baby bunny, so cute. I gotta share. The little bunny, Gabniki. Oh, he's gone into the bush. Okay. So, yes, Patricia Cota-Robles had said last August that some of the malevolence, remembering that we're all in a play, some of the malevolence had not cleared their karma yet, and that the rest of the collective was hashtag done, ready to be complete with this play. And so it had begun, and the process that was chosen in the divine plan was to take those versions of ourself and move them into a denser reality to clear their karma out. And that the divine plan was going ahead. So what the guidance explained today, and it all made perfect sense in such a beautiful way, is that we'll sit on this lovely bench. And if this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. So what the guidance said was that the quotation marks quarantine that has been occurring has been for that Atlantean aspect that had to be cleared out of the collective, and people were at different levels of their relationship with that. The guidance came in with an interesting piece and said Atlanteans are wearing masks and Lemurians are not. But that was a huge resolve that had to occur in the human consciousness, and that those who were holding the Atlantean pieces in past lives had been the priests, priestesses, kings, queens, and so on, and that right now they had taken those roles again in this lifetime inside of the control structures, and they came back to clear that piece. And so when this clearing occurred, the guidance said that the people who were reincarnated priests and priestesses of Atlantis, and take what resonates, throw the rest away, but this all made sense to we as a final clearing in the play, they were having a difficult time with forgiveness. And it's the forgiveness of the self, because when we go through all the veils, we discover that there is no one or nothing that forgives ourselves except us, because we're the creators of all of it anyways. And so our actual forgiveness occurs before we pass through the veils. There's no judge waiting on the other side or authoritarian God. The forgiveness occurs inside of ourselves, and that's part of what occurs when we go through the death process if we have not been able to forgive ourselves. Forgiveness is really about holding on to energy of parts of our creation. It would kind of be like a painter clinging on to their paint and not being able to let go of it. And so, of course, because we didn't get the instructions in grade 1 class how to do this piece, and we've been putting it all back together, each one of us finding a piece to help heal ourselves in the collective. So this was a really incredible piece to witness, and it was done on all 9 levels of creation and beyond. And that was kind of the holdout piece, because we always said no one left behind. There's only one of us here after all. And so the malevolence that have been moved to a more denser reality, it's been happening right now. And the density of the reality is actually, it occurs inside of the self. It's not like being put into a little pen or anything like that. The density of the reality occurs inside the self. So the guidance explained that the piece that Patricia Cota Robles spoke about, these little guys, hey, forgive yourself, go away. Okay, we might have to walk. These guys are a little bit, well, they're persistent anyways. So what the guidance was showing is that the Atlantean priests and priestesses who were here to stay and clear their karma, not out of their body, but in their body, have been in the last several months experiencing a profound increase in the density inside of the self. And of course, we know that quarantine is really about quarantining our own energies, because as the Hopi prophecy said, at this time, are you in right relation? And the only right relation is the relation inside of the self, the relation with source consciousness itself. And so we have to restore ourselves to right relation, which is sovereign, which is a non-polarized auric field. And as we are in that non-polarized auric field, we then experience what it means to be in 0 point and unity consciousness. And now there's no longer push-pull dynamics. There's no longer favoritism. We don't love one person more than another. We are in a level of Buddhic or angelic love. So inside of unity consciousness, it's really a blissful place to play, because everything and everyone is equal. And that's where we've been working to get to in the play inside of ourselves. And the quarantine has been a very helpful process to turn the density up, to clear all those aspects outside of us that we might not have up until now been able to give up. It's like turning the heat up or turning the light on to those areas in the self. And so what we got to see was that piece of the ancient priests and priestesses of Atlantis, they were having difficulty clearing that piece. And they have, those versions of ourself have been parts of ourself that, as we say, were running some of the control structures on the planet. And really what the guidance said was that a lot of not just the quarantine, but the, can't even think of the word of it, but curfew and borders shut down, all those things have been because so many that have been existing inside of those systems at this role in the play called #done. We just made a post today that said mask equals masquerade, and masquerade is a gathering where people wear masks and sometimes fantastical costumes. And so, you know, it's time to take off the mask for all of us in the play. And we know for certain that many people on the planet right now are in the, you know, full-blown wake-up stage of the hilarity of it all, and truly remembering we created it all, and we created it for expansion, and we created it for experience, and we created it for fun. And we're moving into the fun stages now because we have been doing so much of our work in our energy bodies and in the field, and for millennia and decades and lifetimes. And now we get to see how it was done, and we get to find out who was on our basketball team or our baseball team. But it is all one consciousness that created a game or a play for learning, expansion, and evolution. And, you know, the whole idea of dark and light, that's why we use the metaphor of the clouds right now, would be just to say, like, you know, maybe we chose a team, a dark or a light team. And the beauty of it at this point in the play is that the dark serves the light and the light serves the dark. And as we showed, that tiny little blue sky split between the dark clouds and the light clouds, that fissure in that aspect of the play, that aspect in ourselves, it's like it's closing, and it's almost closed now. And this last part can be magnetic, and it can be really fun, because as the neurons go off and the light bulbs turn on and all of that, we start to really see and understand inside of ourselves. It's a game, it was a play, it becomes funny now. And the joy and the bliss, the joy bubbles and the bliss really starts to turn on inside of our physical bodies. And we can see the fun of the creation, and we start to fully consciously recognize that the system was set up in a way, or this mechanism, this creation of this play was set up in a way that we would always complete, we would always come home, we would always come back to wholeness. And if the dark needed to turn things up, they would, to wake up the light. And if the light needed to turn things up to give a hand to the dark, that was the piece that the guidance showed occurred today, even though time isn't real and doesn't exist. We're quantum. And yet the metaphor that came through the clearing when we were with Star Walker was showing us that one of the final pieces, the really beautiful pieces that was clearing, was that the light team was coming through to assist that Atlantean aspect of the consciousness to forgive itself, to release its attachment to unconscious memories or trauma of separation from the self. And so then the other metaphor that we use a lot is, you know, as we come into wholeness, we call it the Miracle Jubilee, and we say that we're all coming home to the first potluck, and this is the part we celebrate with glee, where each person shows up with their finest dish, and their finest dish is the metaphor of the jewel that they learned on the journey of separation or the hologram of good and evil and all of this. We each come forth with this divine offering of the jewel that we gained from the journey, and ultimately every jewel is a jewel based in the foundation of love. If you've ever seen the movie Like Water for Chocolate, which is an amazing movie about love, and it's a beautiful movie about this woman. She's a little bit of a Cinderella in her family, but she prepares the food for the family, and everything she does with love. And really, that's what each one of us, everyone has created our journey with love. And so when people taste her food, they can taste the love. And that's the first potluck that we're now coming home to, is that every dish is being brought to the table from a place called love. And June is, even though time isn't real and doesn't exist, and if this LoveStream is helpful or inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. Everyone is beginning to prepare their dish of love. And so all of the systems are shifting and changing as the gene keys shows that as we awaken our consciousness moves into a higher vibration. That's called awakening. Look at that sky. I want to get that little orange sky in there. So pretty. Okay, so yeah, as our consciousness raises in frequency, we move into what Richard Rudd called in the Gene Keys gifting. Then everyone is gifting their amazing gifts and tools. Everyone is gifting their finest. They're bringing it to the potluck, and they're bringing it to the collective consciousness to share with all. Just like we do at a potluck, we bring that amazing dish and we go, this is to be shared by all. And so this is why, of course, this acceleration of the quarantine has had so many more people gifting their gifts, because we turned the heat up. We turned the density up to do the clearing so that everyone could rise into the gift. Now, once again, even though the genes aren't real and don't exist, if they were, right now the sun would be illuminating the 35th gene. And the 35th gene, oh, a little bunny is running across the road, so cute. If the sun was real and the genes were real, and we always like to say we burned the book on two-strand DNA to help accelerate the end of the dualistic play. But if the genes were real, and if the sun was real, and it was currently moving in to the gene that it would be in the 35th gene. And that's the gene, the shortcut. We've talked about this so many times before. But the 35th gene is the shortcut. And it's taking the great adventure to risk it all for love. And that's what every single one of us did to take this journey, for certain. Each one of us took the journey and we risked it all for love. And so in the gifting frequency, we activate the shortcut out. So amazing. There's a little bird flying in the cactus right now, and he doesn't seem to be getting poked. They're so skilled. He's using his gifts. So this beautiful week, and why there's so much bliss chemistry and serotonin rising in so many, and why the density got turned up in other aspects of ourselves to do the clearing, was so we could make it in time for this quantum leap, this miracle week. And that's why the lunar eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse on Friday, is so spectacular, because we as a collective consciousness are taking a quantum leap out of the play. And when the guidance showed this clearing, this Atlantean clearing piece of the priests and priestesses reaching out for some help to find that forgiveness piece inside of their own Akash, and the light team, we could say, or those on the planet, there's just such a massive assistance that showed up on the planet to clear out of the collective consciousness by providing that assistance piece in this miracle day. So the gifting frequency of the 35th gene is the shortcut out, as though the gods that built the machine built a shortcut out of the evolutionary cycle, out of the evolutionary pathway. So the evolutionary pathway would have naturally, ultimately taken us out. If this live stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. We'll start a watch party. So the natural evolutionary cycle of the divine plan would have ultimately taken humanity out, but we chose the shortcut. And this miracle week, we are all collectively taking the shortcut out, which is why this month of June is so special. And 2 eclipses, one on the summer solstice, and then one on the 4th of July. Whose birthday is that? Well, that is a very beautiful and big piece, which is why a lot of things are occurring on a surface level in the country that has a birthday on the 4th of July, because that is going to be the final eclipse, a trinary of eclipses. We don't always have eclipses 3 in a row, but the eclipses offer quantum leaps, and that's how we all chose to go. So the monarchs are waking up, and this bliss chemistry continues to go. We shared a love stream yesterday about how to tap more into the feeling, get out of the head some more, and just go more into the feeling in the Dantian, because the Dantian is where our chemistry of serotonin and dopamine, where most of that chemistry exists, is in the Dantian, or the gut, the stomach, the sacral energy. And so we shared a love stream yesterday to help people get into that. Tomorrow we are doing a private gathering, and we will be recording it as well, for another meditation to assist all of us to activate the pineal. We will be using a very beautiful star angel Merkaba, celestial Merkaba that Star Walker created, and that it helps to activate the first eye. All you have to do is look at this Merkaba, and as it spins in the sky, it activates the pineal. And our beautiful friend Ralph Ring and Marcia Brown, who we were also visiting this week, Ralph was flying, oh, you have to walk fast a car. Ralph was part of being a part of Nikola Tesla's teleportation device in the 60s that he built with Otis Carr in a group. My goodness, that's, oh gosh, I gotta show you the sky. Just one miracle. Look at the sky. Wow. Skies in the desert, gotta say. Absolutely miraculous. Big, big clouds. We've been having some super cool thunderstorms. Okay, so yeah, Ralph was part of teleporting in the light ship. It was designed by Nikola Tesla, and he built it with Otis T. Carr and a whole other group. And when they got into the teleportation device, Otis said to Ralph and the 2 other men who got in, just look at the crystal in the center, and when it turns to aquamarine, hi. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you? He said when it turns to aquamarine, then, oh gosh, this sky, we got to go back this way for a minute. When it turns to aquamarine, you will teleport. And this Merkaba that Star Walker has made is a perfect replication. When I looked at it, I went, oh my gosh, that's the OTCX-1, the ship that they built. And so when we're looking into the center of it, it's reminding the pineal through the mirror neurons, because mirror neurons are what activate our brain to mirror whatever we see outside of ourselves. This is why the ascension game is very simple. And of course, this was known in the mystery schools. It wasn't really that hard to activate our Merkaba. Just got to show you the sunset again because it's so profound. Amazing. Those colors. And as our pineals activate, of course, our external reality begins to transform as well, because we're the ones projecting the external reality onto the blackness of space. So there's why do Tibetan monks look at mandalas on the wall? Because they do the same thing. They activate the pineal gland, and that helps them to go interdimensional, and it's really not all that hard. What made it difficult for us was that we went into the fall, meaning that our spirit fell into much more dense matter in our physical bodies. And that is what we have been making our way out of, is the density of our physicality, so that we can actually raise the vibration of our Merkabas, called our body, high enough to a high enough frequency that we can now activate it all. We can, the pineal's ready, the golden elixir, the Amrita is running in the head, and the Schumann resonance is assisting, and it's a reflection of all of our shifts. Gosh, the sky. And so all of this, it's like, you know, those books called The Perfect Storm. Well, this is the perfect miracle, and it's the perfect miracle jubilee, and it's happening inside of all of us, and we might be experiencing it in different ways. Some are experiencing it from a greater place of density, but it's still happening to all of us simultaneously. And we continue to share meditations that we feel might give assistance. We invite all of we can put the links on here, or go to our Unity Transmissions YouTube page, listen to Into the Deep, listen to Amrita, listen to Celestine. They're 3 meditations that we created to just help still the nervous system and take us through the ascension steps. And so each time you listen to them, don't hesitate to listen to them over and over again. This little spike in my shoe, because they help every time, and we're helping our nervous system to just relax in. The 40th gene is the first gene of the 7 sacred seals, divine will. The body, the physical body, needs to relax enough for the higher spiritual bodies to come in. And that's why it's called divine will, because it's the surrender to the higher spiritual bodies. And so please, I invite all of we to tune into those meditations. Just show you the sky again. Wowsy. Lovely little cactuses. Yeah, so anything that we can do now to support the relaxation of our physical body, whatever it takes. And if you got a lot of heat going through your body, get used to cold showers and cold water, because the light body is light, and that is a very high temperature compared to our physical bodies, to our flesh. So anyways, we felt really inspired to share, to just give kind of a storyline, a reference point to understand the clearing that was occurring today, miracle. Because take what resonates, throw the rest away. Story is always symbolic and metaphorical, but the guidance was showing that that is what was happening today in the play. And so it was a real density has been lifted from the beauty of the human heart. because that's really what this journey is been about, is the miraculous beauty of the human heart, and the human heart to overcome all obstacles, to come back together, to unify as one. And we did it, and we're in celebration. And so we just feel really blessed to share different gifts with everyone that might be of assistance. And as I say, we're doing a gathering tomorrow in the physical, in this place in the garden, in the play, and meditation will be coming through, and we will be sharing that globally as well, to assist any and all of we who might be looking for assistance to get out of the mind part of the old play. Each one of us is learning to ride a stallion, which means learning to master the dualistic mind and take the reins back into wholeness, so that we can activate our physical body and our Merkaba from inside. We are the technology. The true technology is love. This week is the 35th gene, the shortcut to risk it and take the adventure, to risk it all for love, to love is in as many areas of our life as possible. And love at this level doesn't occur from the mind. It begins with the Dantian, and getting in touch with our gut feeling and having the gut feeling guide us from inside, because beyond, in the depth of the gut feeling on the surface is like the shell of a seed, but what is inside the gut feeling is all this fleshiness of bliss and celebration. That's what's inside the seed. So we need to get deeper beyond the gut feeling of fear. We're activating the reptilian brain, the amygdala, which sits back here. And as the amygdala turns on and it fills with light, the amrita, or the golden nectar in the head, begins to activate. And one of the things we'll say, just to be honest, if you want to activate the amrita in your head, let go of the addictions. There are certain things that will stop the amrita, or that magical Christos oil, from flowing in the head. Alcohol, ganja, all those things will stop the amrita from flowing in the head, because we have to actually allow the physical body's natural chemistry to come in and turn on. So the metaphor the guidance has been giving is that the body is like buying the most recent version of an iPhone, and most people only use like maybe 1% of the technology that is available in their phone. That's exactly what's been happening for us inside of our physical bodies. We've been using a very limited amount of the capacity of these divine bodies that have been gifted to us. And now it's time to turn the light ships on, and it's not really all that difficult. It's a step-by-step process, and it has some initiatic steps. So that feels pretty good for the sharing for now. And if there's anything that comes in, we will continue to share. We love we all so much. We thank we bliss we, and the celebration, the miracle jubilee, is truly coming in for all of human consciousness. We did it. It's done. It happened collectively. We put to rest the last few months, the quarantine and the shutdown of a lot of systems has been to put that Atlantean part of ourself and those priests and priestesses into bed with a thermometer in the mouth to go into the density to do the clearing. And that magical clearing occurred through all of us today, because what we're doing on an unconscious level, maybe that many of us don't see, but our consciousness is continually diving into the sea of oppression that we were coming out of through the 47th gene, that sea of oppression that was turning off all of humanity's DNA. 98% was called junk DNA, because the collective trauma from oppression, from all of the stories that resided inside of the cells had to be cleared. And we just navigated a super big piece today, and we will say that all of we are going to feel profoundly magnificent shifts in the month ahead. And you know, Mecca is closed down and Egypt is closed down, and the clearing that occurred today, we could go on and on, but it was connected to the Egyptian heritage, the Egyptian times. We could go on and on. Stargate portals being torn open and corruption being moved through many levels of the play. But on the bright side, just what we're saying is that we know for certain, because the guidance is showing that the clearing that occurred today, and we all did it, we just took a magnificent quantum leap, and just keep going into, check out the other love stream we did yesterday about going into the feeling part of our Dantian and activating the dopamine, the serotonin, and this beautiful chemistry. We love we so much, and we will tune in again. Thank we. If this love stream is inspiring, please share it. That's called gifting. And love we so much. Oh my gosh, these little dogs. Can I just take... Hi! Oh my goodness! This little guy has his serotonin turned on. Hi! Oh my gosh, he's having nibbles. Hi! Oh my goodness! Oh, what a cutie pie. And you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Thank you so much. Bye. They have no problem with turning their light chips on. All right, dog is God spelled backwards, and our role models just completed our little love stream together. We love you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah.